you guys, we're back with another episode of music theory on these Project Sax episodes, and now we're working with time signature. Now time signature can be a very tricky thing, so please pay attention, people. Now when you see it on the music, it's probably one of the first things you see next to the G clef or the treble clef. Now the time signature can be noted as 4/4 or C. Now basically, it's basically telling you how many beats per measure and what note gets what value. Now, when you see the 4 at the top, that's the first thing you want to think about. That's pretty much how many beats per measure. But it's going to be 4 beats per measure, but what note appears 4 times? The quarter note. So there are 4 quarter notes per measure. So the 4 is depicting the quarter note. So there are 4 quarter notes per measure is what it's saying. That's pretty much what it's saying. Now at the bottom you'll see different notations here, like 8. So there's 6 eighth notes per measure. There's 12 eighth notes per measure. And then you'll see other time signatures, and but these are some of the common signatures, or 2 quarter notes per measure. You'll also see time depicted with this cut C, or C with the line in the middle. That means cut time. C means common time. Common time is the same thing as 4/4. It's just depicted with a C, or written with a C. Cut time is half of 4, or 2/4. 2 quarter notes. 2 quarter notes per measure. It's even hard for me to remember sometimes, but the bottom number is probably the hardest number you're gonna have to remember, and it's basically telling you which note gets this many. It's even hard for me to remember, but which note appears this many times per measure. So 4 stands for the quarter. So 2 quarter notes per measure. And basically, the most important thing you need to remember is the beats. But when you're subdividing, which is a new word, basically breaking down the music into smaller increments. And that's what we're doing on the other page. When we have this quarter note at the top, and then we're breaking it down. That's pretty much subdividing here into smaller parts. You're basically dividing things down. Sub means down, below, and divide means, so basically you're breaking it down in layman's terms. You break it down like you're dancing. not so much, but you're breaking it down here. And that's pretty much what sight reading is all about. When you're reading music, sight reading, another term, breaking it down. That's all you want to remember, is breaking it down into smaller parts. That's what this is. That's pretty much what all of this is. Breaking music down by time into smaller parts. Basically, this is your meter. What you want to go by. Consistently go by when you're reading music, and break it down. Even here, it's breaking it down. A whole note equals 4 quarter notes. So I hope this helps you guys. Now time signature can be very, very tricky. So basically, when you see it, when you got 4 beats per measure, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Now when you hear that 2, that stands for the start of the second measure. So when you see it written down up here on your right, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So basically, it would be played like That's pretty much it. So now we get back into it on another level. Now, you guys keep up with what we're learning. About to have a pop quiz, and we're gonna see how you do. Let's see here. We went over time signature. We went over notes, note lengths, beats, bar lines, G clefs, treble clefs. You know, pretty much that's in a nutshell 75% to start, you know, reading music. Now we have to get more specific to the saxophone next lesson, and the next lesson is going to be notes, and not just the note values. We already know about the note values for now. We want to know about the notes themselves. They actually have, you know, names. To put a long story short. So, you know, because these lines, they actually mean something. When you see these lines, they mean something important. So we're about to get in that in the next lesson. Okay, these are just you know, the different time signatures you might see on music. So if you see 2/4, that's half time. So if you start off with 4/4, which is here, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have 2/4, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's one measure. You see what I'm saying? It's half the time of the other one. If you have 3/4, you have 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 3. So half time or cut time is this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 4/4 will be this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 3/4 will be this: 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2. And then you have 6/8, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you can say that at different speeds, and that's basically, I guess, a change in speed. But the incremental change in speed is the tempo in different increments. The smaller increments is labeled in tempo. So that's what we're going to go through next. And it doesn't take another tutorial. It's just tempo. And that's pretty much the speed of your music. How fast are you going? Now, if you're at a 50, you know, it's not a very sudden change. Now, from 50 to 51, it's not a very sudden change. Now, let me see. In another episode, I'll show you basically what, you know, tempo is. But tempo is something you really want to, you know, engrave in your heart. You know, when you're walking, when you're talking, you know, sometimes talking might not have a tempo, but walking does. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, or it can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3. You know, it could be really, really fast, and tempo denotes that better than the time signatures do. But the time signatures are more than just tempo. So, but they can change tempo. So, especially from 4/4 to 2/4. You can think about them in tempo, but they're not necessarily depicting tempo. So, that was time signatures, you guys. And we're going to move on next to notes and their names. Well, not necessarily their names, but I guess they have letters. Big music buffs, don't get on me. Alright, you guys, I hope this helps.